La première étape d'un tricot, c'est de monter les mailles. Pour cela, une seule aiguille sous le bras, préparez une longueur de fil égale à 3 fois la largeur de la pièce que vous allez tricoter. Prenez dans la main le fil qui vient de la pelote et faites un nœud. Votre première maille est montée. Glissez le nœud sous l'aiguille et prenez dans chaque main une extrémité du fil. Faites une grande boucle autour de votre index droit et passez l'aiguille dans cette boucle. Enroulez le fil que vous tenez dans la main gauche autour de l'aiguille. Passez la boucle devant la pointe et quand elle est sous l'aiguille, ôtez votre index. Tirez légèrement sur les côtés du fil pour former la maille. Répétez ce geste pour obtenir le nombre de mailles indiqué dans l'explication de votre modèle. Un petit conseil, tirez sur le fil de façon régulière sans trop serrer. Ce sera plus facile pour tricoter votre premier rang.
Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to do an Italian cast on in knitting. For this tutorial we need a ball of yarn and a pair of knitting needles. Let's start. First of all, pull out a length of yarn and put it on your fingers. On your next finger, on your index finger and on your thumb. This is tail. This is ball, and fix it. Do the first stitch. Let's repeat it. Do the second stitch. This is purl. Do the third stitch. This is knit. The purl. Once again the knit. And the purl. Continue working to the end. So, this is our cast on. It is very important to cast on the even number of stitches. Always. This is the rule. First stitch is always knit and the last stitch is always purl. Turn your work, please. This is tail. Work 2 rows of tubular ribbon. Knit 1, bring yarn to front, slip stitch purlwise, bring yarn to back, knit 1, bring yarn to front, slip stitch purlwise, bring yarn to back, knit 1, slip purlwise, knit 1, slip purlwise, knit 1, and the last stitch, bring yarn to front and slip it purlwise. Turn your work. Repeat the same. Knit 1, bring yarn to front and slip purlwise, knit 1, slip stitch, continue working to the end. And the last stitch, bring yarn to front and slip it purlwise. Turn your work. Continue working in your regular ribbon. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. This is our clear and great looking edge. This is all for today. Happy knitting!
Do a long tail cast on, and I have my yarn, and I have my lovely video buddy over there. Thank you, Bethany. All right, so I'm going to make a slip knot first, and so I twist it, and then I'm going to pick the one that's behind, and just did that. We did that in class. I hope you remember that. If not, there's lots of videos on the internet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm tightening it up, but not too much because we want it to be able to slidey slide. Yes, that's a real word. Okay, so now I'm going to grab it and I'm going to separate it with my fingers, and then I'm going to bring this down, and this is pointing towards the ceiling. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, see there's two right here, there's two strands. I'm going to go up this thumb right there, and then I'm going to go around and underneath, and then back underneath my starting point, and then let my thumb go. So watch that again, super slow. So I'm going to take my needle point and go up underneath the yarn and go over and then back under, and then I'm going to go through the window. So up my thumb, over and under the yarn, and then through the window, and then my thumb comes off of that yarn right there. So one more time. Up underneath my thumb, over, under, and through the window. And that's how you do a long tail cast on.
Hi there, I'm Krista from Rain City Knits. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to teach you the first step in learning how to knit, which is how to cast on. The materials you'll need for this are some straight needles, such as these, and some yarn. Pretty straightforward there. So in order to cast on, you'll first need to start by creating a knot, a slip knot with your yarn. So for me, I just twist it in a loop such as this, and I pull the middle piece through, and voila. If I were to pull the yarn, then the knot would pop off. Oh, there you go. So just twist it, pull through with my finger, and I have a knot. So this is the first part of casting on. You will not count this loop as one of your cast on stitches because you won't. I guess that's why. And yeah, so I should mention I am a left-handed knitter, and what this basically means for you is everything I'm doing, just do the opposite if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then gravy. Some of you might wonder why I'm not just doing it with my right hand. I could, but I'm choosing to support us lefties because there aren't that many of us in the world and we need all the help we can get. So anyway, we've slipped our knot onto our needle like this, and as you can see, giving the rest of the leading yarn a tug, it's pretty secure. Don't worry about the tail, we'll deal with that guy later. So here we go. So in order to cast on, you need to know how many stitches you need to cast on, and that will be determined by the pattern. So every pattern will say cast on X number of stitches. Sometimes they'll abbreviate and write CO, that just means cast on. Welcome to knitting, there's tons of abbreviations. So with the loop on the needle in my passive hand, and the yarn in my dominant hand, which for me is left. But of course, in a video, looks like right, so here we go, lots of confusion for everyone. Just remember, the yarn should be in your dominant hand and the needle in your passive hand. You're going to take the yarn and loop it around your thumb, such as this. So as you can see, the yarn is crossing itself right at the base of my thumb. How convenient. And then we're going to stick the tip of our needle through, and we're going to pull that stitch on. So I'll do this a few times. I know it can be really hard with these videos to see what is happening, and the lighting in here isn't great. Okay, so again, we're going to take the yarn, still in our dominant hand, loop it round, and stick our needle underneath and pull the loop on. So let's do that several times. So take the yarn, loop it round, put it through, the tip through, and pull. So, and again, I apologize for the lighting, but hopefully you can see enough to do this. Maybe if I move my hand a little bit, you'll be able to see. So essentially, you're just going to do this as many times as the pattern calls for. This isn't technically knitting yet, but it is an important first step. So there you go. So now you can see we have all these lovely little stitches, or cast on stitches, in a row. And these will be very helpful when we actually go to knit in our next video. I just want to mention before I sign off that there are different ways to cast on. There is no right or wrong way. You'll realize with knitting, which has been around for centuries, that lots of different techniques have evolved for every single technique. I guess that's redundant. But do what you're most comfortable with. That's my #1 rule. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask below. I'd be very happy to answer. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Krista from Rain City Knits, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.